Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm doing a coin hunt. We are looking through some half dollars. I'm not going to do it live on the video. This is just kind of the first part. I want to talk about it a little bit, and then I'll skip to probably not today, maybe even tomorrow or the next day, because I'm not going to do all this in one spurt. It's a lot of coins to look through, so I'll look here and there, and then when I'm all done, I'll make the second half of this video will basically be what I found or what I didn't find. So, went down to the bank because I got a call from the bank saying they have half dollars. Now, here's the deal. After I've been through so many different banks and so many different people, and I'm constantly doing this coin thing, I've made a couple relationships. There is a woman who works at one of these banks who's very nice, and she knows that I'm always looking for these things, so she took my number down, and now when they have them, she'll call me. I think that's awesome. You know, having that relationship with a banker, I mean, a lot of times it's someone you're related to, like if you're, like a mom's a banker, like mine was for many, many years. I didn't do coin hunting when I was younger. I really wish I did. In fact, I had a conversation with my mom, what was it, last weekend? I went to visit my parents, and I was talking about this. I was talking about coin hunting and stuff, because she was a banker for many, many years. I want to say it was like 25 years. And I asked her, I'm like, back in the day, in the late 80s and 90s and stuff, did you guys ever have people coming in looking for coins? And she said no. Now, her banks, she had, I think, 2 or 3 different banks she worked at. All were in North New Jersey. And during that time period, if they had half dollars, let's say, specifically, if they had half dollars come in, they came in rolls. They didn't break them open because, people weren't using them. It wasn't really in circulation like that, like it was in the 60s and 70s and stuff. So they didn't really see them very often, So she said no, she really doesn't remember anyone coming in looking for coins, quarters, dimes, nickels, half dollars. It just wasn't a thing. So I was just thinking, like, man, all those years, because every year that passes, more and more of the silver is plucked out of circulation. There's very little left. It's very rare that you're just going to have a silver coin, in your change. Now, it still happens, but it's rare. So it was amazing to me to think that, because I was thinking that, people were doing this even back then, but obviously not as much. I think the pandemic and people like me making videos on it is what's sparking the interest. So there's a lot more people. I know for a fact there's a lot more people into bullion, specifically gold and silver, and specifically coin collecting and coin hunting since the pandemic, because no one had anything to do. So it sparked a lot of interest. Hey, what can I do? Oh, I guess I could look through coins all day. So, even though I'm sharing my hobbies, it's definitely hurting me. I can say that since I've started making videos, I've had less and less success getting coins from local banks. And I know it's because there's a couple locals, maybe not watched my videos, but there's a couple locals that have, been turned on to the idea, and they go and they do this. I'll tell you another quick story. About, 3 or 4 days ago, I went to a bank, maybe it was a little longer than that, maybe it was about a week ago. I went to a bank that I've been to before. It's out in the boonies. It's in the middle of nowhere. And the last time I was at this bank, I got rolls of coins, and the coins were all marked. Every single coin. I posted a picture on Instagram, actually, when I had it. And when I did that, I looked at the coins. It was super discouraging because they all had this marker mark right across it, a big line. And I'm assuming that there's a coin hunter there, and whatever's not silver, they put a line in the coin so they know not to bother looking through them. So I went back to that bank. And when I went back to the bank, I asked if they had half dollars. They said, oh yeah, we got half dollars. And she took the rolls out, and as she put them on the counter, they had open ends. They weren't like this. They were like the ones that were rolled by machines. And they had open ends, and I saw the marks on it. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, thank you very much. I really appreciate you, looking for me, but I'm going to pass this time. And I told her, I said, it's because these have marks on it. And she's like, oh, I think you can get those off with like nail polish. And a lot of you guys said the same thing in response, the acetone. There's all kinds of ways you can get it off. And I did end up using acetone to get it off some of the coins I want to keep. But that's not the point. It's just a hassle. First off, I know there's no silver because someone already looked through it. And second of all, if there is a coin there I want, now I have to, put acetone on it. I just didn't want to bother. So I passed those up. So the more, coin hunters there are, the harder it is to hunt, okay? It's competition. It's nice that, you want other people doing it. It's kind of fun. You want people to talk to you about it and all that stuff. But it raises a lot more competition. So anyway, so I called a bank. I called one bank, and I actually ordered half dollars. Now, this is from the Federal Reserve. That's why it comes in this box like this. I think you can see the front here. It says $500, half dollars. And there's these little windows you're supposed to be able to peek through to make sure that there's a roll in every spot. And even though some of these still have the cardboard thing, you can't see through them. I'm going to assume it's all here. I'll know when I open it. But the thing is, because these were all searched through, or not necessarily searched through, but because I went through the Federal Reserve, I'm assuming that there's no silver. I don't think I've ever found silver in pre-rolled half dollars, like machine rolled from the Federal Reserve. If I order coins from the bank and look through them, I don't believe, actually I shouldn't say that, because years and years ago, I think I did this and I did find some silver. But it's been years since I actually found silver. So I generally don't order, cases of coins from the Federal Reserve through my bank. What I'm looking for is stuff like this. Rolls that someone came in and said, here, I want cash or whatever. That is where it's a true mystery. It could be anything here. Now, the reason I ordered these is because I am actually looking for modern half dollars as well. So it's not just silver. Of course, number one is silver. I'm looking for silver, but I'm also looking for one of every year. And from 2001 on, they're harder to find because there's not many. There's like a million or so of every year, or you can look at the mintages online. But it is much harder to find like a random, let's say 2015 half dollar or something, as opposed to a 1978, or 1982 or some random year, right? So as far as the new coins go, I don't care if they're new or old. If they're old, yeah, great. Maybe I'll find some silver or something cool. If they're new, I probably won't find silver, but I might find other things like errors, and I might find, these modern ones I'm looking for to complete a set of one of every year, right? And every mint mark for that matter too. So it's a win-win for me as far as whether I get new coins or old coins or a mix of both. I don't really care. So I ordered a case here. I'll look through that later. And I also got 14 rolls. Now this is where the kind of story comes in, because the woman from the bank called me and said, hey Jeff, are you still looking for coins? I said, I am always looking for coins. All right, cool. This person just came in. They just dropped off all these rolls of half dollars. I set them aside for you. Are you available to come in? I said, absolutely. In this particular case, I had a little slot of like 2 hours where I had nothing going on at all. So I made it a point to go to the bank today and pick these up. So having those relationships, if you talk to people at the bank, be friendly, have conversations. This is a woman who I've had conversations about coins before. I brought it up and she reciprocated and talked about it. And she had a daughter, and her daughter likes to look through old pennies, and, they collect the copper pennies. And so like that was a cool connection. So she remembered me, and even though I know there's other people that go to this bank, that particular worker at that bank knows that I'm looking for half dollars, and she called me. So I got these 14 rolls. I have no idea what's in them. We'll open one of them just randomly here, just to see. But yeah, so I'm going to be looking through these over the course of today, maybe tomorrow, possibly the next day. We'll see. And if I find anything, there'll be a second part to this video. All right, but let's just take a look together at one of these. What do we have on the end here? 1979. Very common year. All right, so let's see what's going on with these guys. So right off the bat, no silver. All right, we'll take a look at these years. 79, 84, my birth year. 93, it's my sister's birth year. 71, 71, super common. 71, 84. 71, 72. I also keep toners because they're kind of fun. 77, 91, 71. What else we have here? 71, 74, 73, 71, 72, 71, 93, and 77. All right, so just some random coins. Anything could be in here. Just because one roll looks like this all came from the same person. One person brought all these in, pre-rolled to deposit. Now this particular bank does not have a coin machine. They do accept pre-rolled coins. All right, so because I'm doing this on a large scale, I would never sit and take the time to roll these back up. I don't really care. I don't want to buy, empty paper rolls. So I use the coin machines, which is, a million times easier. But obviously someone brought these in. This could be from a coin hunter. I have no idea. It could be someone who randomly wanted to cash them in to go on vacation. I really have, it's a mystery. That's the whole part of this that kind of makes it exciting. But the point is that even though this was, a dud, in my case, there's nothing I'm looking for. It doesn't mean that every single one of these can't be filled with silver. Everyone's unique, even though it's from the same person. So anyway, that is it for now. Like I said, if I find anything worth showing, I'll skip to that right now. All right, guys, I am back. It is later in the same day. I found some time to do this, but I want to show you this last roll. I didn't find any silver yet. I did find 2, 4, 6 of the modern ones. You kind of see the stuff off the side. 6 modern, you know, past 2000s to 2007D. These 6 I needed for my collection, so it was worth the time, so to speak. I did find some errors, like this one. The 74 is off struck. All right, so when it's double struck, if you could see here, we have the actual rim, and then we have a second rim. That's because when it came down, it double punches, and if it's not perfectly centered, you get something like that. Not to say this is worth a bunch of money. These are just the random things that I happen to put aside and collect. What else here? Let me look real quick and see. Now another one that I'm saving that doesn't have any particular value at all is this one that's marked. All right, someone dug in lucky on the back. This is just a bicentennial. It's just random, but you know, I keep random stuff like that even though it has no value. And then I have a couple toners here. Some are really nicely toned and some aren't really nicely toned, but here's an example. Hang on. And again, this lighting, you can't really even see it, but these are 2 nice toners. All right. So yeah, nothing really of value though. So yeah, if you were just looking for silver, you'd be bummed because there was no silver in this one, unless there's some in this last roll, which I doubt it. So I just want to give you a quick little tip if you're looking through coins and stuff. You could do something, I've seen a lot of different things, from a flathead screwdriver to nail clippers. A lot of people use that. You use the corner of the nail clipper, grab that, and then pull, and it rips this outer rim. I'm just using this little knife, even though this isn't super sharp at all. There's a little, you know, fingernail tool, multi-tool thing. It's actually great for cleaning your fingernails. But anyway, this is from years and years ago from a confiscated airport lot of knives. But anyway, come in towards the rim. Obviously, don't scrape the coin, but come in, punch through the paper, and twist. Now, when I do that, I lift the edge here. Then I'm able to grab the edge and rip it off. All right, so if you rip this, the fat part of the edge off on both sides, so here's a closer shot of that, push through, all right, and twist. Grab this fat part here. This is where the paper is doubled up, and just goes all the way around. All right, so now, if you grab the paper, it's not rolled anymore. It just slips right out, all right? So it's really easy to see. Then, of course, you do a quick inspection. I'm not seeing any silver here at all. There's one darker coin about 4 in from the top, but that is it. Now, sometimes you'll see coins that are like these newer ones have fantastic rims. So you can see nice shiny rim. By the way, these newer ones you can see are actually a little thinner as well. But anyway, so anything that looks particularly strange, I'll pluck out right away and take a look at. But I'm looking for multiple things at once, and I always look at both sides of the coin, all right, because you never know if there's an error or something funky going on in the back. As far as bicentennials, like this bicentennial, you're looking for the S mint mark. If you find the S mint mark, there is silver in there. All right, so don't just pass those up just because they're bicentennials. All right, 84, 95, 72, 95, 72, bicentennial, no mint mark, 95. And again, I'm looking for random different things as I'm doing this. Sometimes I go faster, sometimes I go slower, just kind of depends. For the demo here, I'm just kind of speeding it up. This is a toned bicentennial, but it has that gold tone. I have plenty of these already, so I'm going to throw that back in the wild. And that is it. So all of these coins, because I know you're wondering, what do you do with those, Jeff? You roll them back up? Hell no. I don't have the time to roll this stuff back up. This is going to go into another container, which is easier to transport back and forth. And it's going to go to one of the banks that have the coin machines. And I'm going to dump it in the coin machine. And I'm going to get 100% back, you know, what I put in there. I'll get it in cash, and I'll take that cash and I'll go put it back into a different bank because I just borrowed this from an account and it has to go back. But yeah, I mean, besides my time and a little bit of gas, I won't do this. I won't make a trip just to do this. When I'm out and about in the areas when I'll return this in the next couple days. So I make my trips count. But yeah, if you don't consider wasting gas because I'm already there anyway, then this is essentially free. It's a little bit of my time for sure. But this is how I'm able to look through coins and have fun and maybe find some silver and stuff. I'm not currently buying silver. I'm on a pause as far as that stuff goes, paying off some debt. It doesn't make sense to invest in anything or buy any fun stuff if you owe people money. Just just throwing it out there. So I'm doing my due diligence and paying back the people who I borrowed from. Because life happens and things pop up occasionally, and sometimes you can't afford it, so you got to put it on credit. But yeah, so I'm working on debt, so I'm not buying silver. So how do I get more silver if I don't mind to buy it? Well, I do this. And occasionally I do find silver. But in the meantime, when I don't find silver, because I'm trying to collect one of each year and I look for other stuff, I still find fun things. I don't feel like this is a waste of time because I'm finding other stuff. Even though it doesn't have necessarily any value to anyone other than myself, I just think it's fun. So anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.